I love your video, John.
Hey guys, Tech Agent, we're back with more vintage headphones. Today we have a pretty special headphone. This is the ReVox 3100 from 1986. Now, if you follow the channel, you know I've featured the ReVox Synergy almost a year ago right now, and it was based on the biodynamic DT990 Pros of the day, the 1980s, and it was a pretty great headphone. I really like it, still do. It's right here. This is the Synergy. But ReVox didn't make only one headphone. They actually made a couple. This is the 3100. They also made the RH310, which was based on the biodynamic DT440 of the time. They made the RH3000, which was based on, I think, the Sennheiser HD 222. And then they finally made a ReVox RH31, which was, I don't know which headphone it was based on, but it was a super oral headphone. So ReVox has made quite a few headphones in its run, and none of them were engineered in-house or made in-house. They were all made by OEMs like Sennheiser and Biodynamic. So this being the 3100 is based on the original Biodynamic DT880S. I really like this headphone. This, I'm not gonna lie, this is probably one of my most lusted headphones. As I said last time, the HD560 Ovation 2 was one of my most lusted headphones, but this really was a headphone I was searching for a very, very long time, and I finally found one. I actually bought one from a friend on Headfi. So now Biodynamic made quite a few old DT headphones. They made the 880S, which was the classic S. They also made a S in different color grills. One was pink, one was white. Then they also made the DT880M, the monitor, which is a pretty rare headphone, one of the rarest 880s of the time. And then they made a couple of OEM headphones for other manufacturers. And ReVox being one of the most famous, to have a partnership with Biodynamic, the 3100 was born, as well as the Synergy. Now, the Synergy is based on the 990, as I've said, the original 990, and this is based on the 880, as I've said. Now, structure of the 3100 is quite a bit different. I think, Biodynamic did not just use its parts bin to give ReVox, just a headphone like they did with the Synergy. This is actually completely different headphone in terms of design from the Biodynamic lineup at the time. So this is a new chassis, completely new design. Nothing Biodynamic had at the time was similar to this. So ReVox actually, I think, the 3100 was the flagship product for ReVox at the time, and it was still based on the Biodynamics, but the design was bespoke for ReVox, so which is quite special. Again, you can see some similarities like the yoke, the headband structure, and everything else is very, very Biodynamic, but the overall design and just the design aspects are all special to ReVox, which is quite fantastic. Now, the original ReVox 3100 had a very big coiled cable, just a god awful, ugly, horrible cable. I mean, I hate that cable. The same cable is on my Synergy, as you can see right here. This exact cable was on this headphone. I cut that cable and just installed dual TRS females, to make my life a little easier. As far as the earpads are concerned, I'm using the EDT770S. Now, ReVox still sells, surprisingly, if you believe it or not, original pads for the 3100, which are based on the EDT990S, but slightly different in terms of the perforations at the back. But overall, the sound, I mean, they all sound 90% similar. The 770S, the EDT990S, and then the ReVox original pads. They have the same protein leather, coverings. Only the difference is the perforations at the back, which again leads to a different sound. And with the 770S does sound a little dark, but again, nothing correction can't fix. So it's not a big deal, to be honest. But the headphones feel fresh. The new earpads look fantastic. It's really comfortable headphone. The condition of this headphone is I would say 10 out of 10, because everything feels brand new about it. There is not a single scratch, nothing. This headphone is pristine as you would imagine. It's just absolutely fantastic, which is all props to the previous owner. Now, I've talked about why ReVox even bothered to make headphones back in the day, and in my Synergy video, you can go watch that video, and I talk about why ReVox was in the market. But it was due to the simple fact that headphones were gaining popularity, and there were many Japanese manufacturers coming into the game, and the market share was growing, and ReVox just saw an opportunity and they just wanted to capitalize on it. That was the simple reason they got into the business, and they partnered with people like Biodynamic and Sennheiser, they had the expertise, they had the manufacturing laid down, everything was there. So they just went to them, being European friends, and they were able to strike a deal. Now, the 3100 is not a complete headphone everybody has forgotten about. I actually think this headphone looks quite a bit similar to the Amaron Home, and I've said this in many of my videos, in my Amaron Home review, in my Synergy video. I've said that, and again, I'm not sure if Biodynamic intentionally did this, but the similarity and the resemblance these two headphones share is quite surprising and quite uncanny. So I don't know if Biodynamic was like, we made this headphone, nobody remembers about it, let's copy the design a little bit, nobody will know. But when you compare them side by side, they look pretty similar, even though I'm sure Biodynamic did not have the intention of copying the 3100, even though they look quite similar. So that's again a pretty unique quirk of the 3100. Now overall, I mean, in terms of sound of this headphone, it sounds like a DT880 of the time. It's very similar to the 880s of the time. Again, had the pleather pads, so the bass of these headphones was pretty strong, but for the most part they sound a little dark, and they need a little correction. There is no significant amount of peaks like you would see in the modern Biodynamics because of the ear pad orientation, but it needs fixing, as simple as that. As I said, a little dark sounding, and it needs a little correction up top, but after that, it's pretty good. I mean, for the most part, I think it's a very good sounding headphone, and after correction, it sounds like a modern headphone. There is no difference. It's pretty good. It's a cool headphone, something I really wanted, and finally have it. I will try my best to get my hands on the other ReVox headphones, the 3000 and the RS31, the super aural ReVox. Even the RH310, which is based on the 440, is remaining. So I'll try my best to get my hands on those headphones and complete the ReVox collection. But this is the 3100. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will see you guys next time, probably next month, because I'm off to Denmark, and by the time I edit this video, I think I'll be off. So I'm not sure how it's going to turn out, but I'll try my best to get another video done within this couple days I have. 3100. I'll see you guys next time with more headphones. Alright.
I always wish I was a Norman. Most of my favorite characters are. I think your lives are more special.